if you have eye floaters, you are more at risk of retinal detachment. Every day when I open my eyes, I wish that they are gone. When you are having retinal detachment, if you don't get surgery as soon as possible, you will go blind. So all the time, I just live in a state of like fear. Yeah, because I just always feel like, oh, I could go blind at any time. I always need to like be very careful. I need to be very like aware. So I just thought, I didn't really think that diet has anything to do with your eye health. Oh, you can't eat a lot of meat. You need to eat vegetables. Long story short, I started to think that, maybe you don't need to eat vegetables. If they could have helped me, I didn't need to do all this.
Hey folks, it's Dr. ShawnBaker. Revolutionize your health with Revero. Struggling with type 2 diabetes, obesity, or autoimmune conditions? Revero offers a revolutionary approach to treating chronic diseases. With personal low-carb nutrition plans, remote biomarker monitoring, and 24/7 access to expert medical providers and coaches, Revero helps you address the root cause of your health concerns. Be part of the future of healthcare. Join the waitlist today at Revero.com and take the first step towards lasting wellness. Okay, well, welcome everybody. We have with us today sharing his success story, Leo, who is currently, I guess, in Taiwan. So, and it's actually kind of an unusual day because it's New Year's Eve where I'm at here in, West Coast of the United States, and it's tomorrow. It's 2025 where you're at, correct?
Yeah, it's like 1 a.m. now.
1 a.m. Well, thanks for staying up so late. Goodness. Well, I guess maybe let's just start with your background. Tell us a little about who you are.
So, yeah, I'm Leo. I'm from Taiwan. And I'm 25 years old. And I decided to try the carnivore diet in April 2022. And yeah, ever since then, I haven't really eaten any vegetables and fruit. And yeah, pretty much just eat meat and eggs. And I have tried eating only raw food for 1 month. Mm-hmm. And yeah, when it comes to my diet, that's that. And I post about my diet and my thoughts on my Instagram. And I also post some translated videos related to carnivore diet things or some other less common wellness related things. Yeah.
What made you in 2022 decide to try this carnivore thing?
So at the end of 2021, I got iFlow. I think it was just a normal day, and I was like using my phone as usual, and suddenly I just had a weird feeling in my eyes, and then I squinted, and then I opened my eyes, and then I started to notice some floating things. Yeah. And immediately I knew I got eye floaters because like when I was little, I saw a Japanese TV show, and the show was like telling the audience what kind of problem eye floaters are. And at that time, my young self just thought, oh, this condition looks so scary. I never want to get this. Yeah. So like at the end of 2021, when I first got it, I just thought, oh, dang, I never want to get this, but I still get it. Yeah. And then I guess I did some research online and went to some doctors. And yeah, I went to several doctors, including like Chinese medicine doctors and Western medicine doctors. And when it comes to Western medicine doctors, their theory is that this condition is like irreversible. There's nothing you can do about it. Like what you can do is just that you need to like have your eyes checked regularly, and you just don't want it to worsen to the point that you have retinal detachment. Yeah, basically, according to the theory of Western medicine, if you have eye floaters, you need to like just be more careful. You are more at risk of retinal detachment, like this blinding problem. Yeah, so that's the theory of Western medicine doctor. So they couldn't really do anything for me. I go have my eyes checked by them, and they just tell me to like go see them again. And another thing is that they would tell me that the reason that I have this problem at like a younger age is because my nearsightedness is more severe. Yeah. So but like they don't really tell me any like practical things I can do. They just like tell me to go see them again. And when it comes to Chinese medicine doctors, like their theory is that this thing is like treatable. Yeah. So they would like give me some herbs, like herb powders, and they would have me do acupuncture. But yeah, those things didn't really help me. Yeah. And yes, so I got eye floaters at the end of November. Sorry, like at the end of 2021, and it really bothered me. Like every day when I open my eyes, I wish that they are gone, but they are still there. Yeah. So like because like throughout all my life, every day when I open my eyes, I just see normal vision. But like once I got eye floaters, every time I open my eyes, I see like annoying floating things. And there were a lot. Like I couldn't really count, but there were just like many. So they were very annoying. And like I said, because like according to the theory of Western medicine, when you have this issue, it means you are more at risk for retinal detachment. And you need to just like they would say things like, oh, if you notice that you have new eye floaters, or you notice that the side of your vision has like flashes, it's like a sign of retinal detachment. And you need to have your eyes checked as soon as possible if that happens. Because like when you are having retinal detachment, if you don't get surgery as soon as possible, you will go blind. So like every day I would just like always count how many floaters I had. Actually, like it's pretty much impossible to count because like there are a lot. And whenever you want to focus on them and count them, they are going to drift away. Yeah, so I didn't really know how many I had, but I would always want to like think about how many I had. And also, whenever I feel some flashes around me, it can be just, it's just like normal flashes. For example, like I'm sleeping and my parents, they open the light of another room and I would like panic. I would feel like, oh, maybe that's a sign of retinal detachment. Yeah. So all the time, I just live in a state of like fear. Yeah, because like I just always feel like, oh, I could go blind at any time. I always need to like be very careful. I need to be very like aware. Yeah. And like I said, like those doctors, they didn't really give me like practical solutions. So every day I just like search on YouTube. I just type eye floaters and see if there are like any content that can like potentially help me. And it took some time because like I feel like usually when you want to like search for some information about how to heal yourself, you usually just see like mainstream information. Like you don't really see like things that will actually help you. Yeah, so it took me some time. And yeah, I like there are a lot of videos about eye floaters, but they just like talk about things that don't work. Like they tell you to drink more water, they tell you to take like a kind of supplement or something, and they tell you that, oh, it's normal, you just have your eyes checked regularly. Like you can find videos about this, but like the things they tell you usually are not very useful. Yeah, so this just like kept happening for I guess a few months or something, and then one day like I came across one of Dr. Barry's videos in my like algorithm. Yeah, I think the video was in my feed for a long time, but I always didn't click it. But because it's just like in my feed for so long, so one day I decided to check it, and the video was about like dry eye. So it's not about eye floaters. It's about dry eye. And but I guess the title is like the diet you can eat to help with your dry eyes or something. Yeah. So I thought maybe it has some correlation. Yeah. So I check it. And then in the video, Dr. Berry was just like talking about maybe you can eat this to help with your dry eye. You can eat that. I guess he says something like you need to eat some salmon, some spinach. Yeah. But like after I watched the video, I just thought, I didn't really think that diet has like anything to do with your eye health. Yeah. And this guy, he always like say, oh, I put the research link in the description. Like he's not like it seems like he's not like making things up. It looks like he did his research. Yeah. So I guess I started to become more interested in him, and I started to watch more of his videos. And eventually I started to know that, oh, maybe seed oils are not very good for your eyes, because like he has a couple videos on his channel that talks about how macular degeneration is like related to seed oils. Also, he talks about how like your blood sugar problems can like affect your eye health. Yeah. So I started to think that, let's see. Yeah. I started to think that maybe diet has something like if you eat less carbs and you eat less seed oils, it's going to be good for your eye health. And then I started to become aware that he promotes this carnivore diet. Yeah. And then actually, like before that, I already kind of knew it. Yeah. Like when I first came across Dr. Berry's content, it's probably like the beginning of 2022. But I guess like somewhere during 2018, 2019, I already know it. I already like came across it. But like at that time, I just thought it was stupid. Like I just thought, oh, because like one of my friends, I think she was like doing it, and she would always post a picture of just like she would just like always post pictures of steak, and yeah, it would always seem like she's only having steak for her meal, and I would always think, I always didn't think too much. I always think, oh, you will get constipated, like or like what are you doing or something. Like I didn't do further research. Yeah, but like in the beginning of 2022, like I had eye floaters and I came across Dr. Berry's content, and what he was saying seemed to make sense. So yeah, a carnivore diet doesn't have seed oils, doesn't have really any carbs. Yeah, so but so I kept on doing more research because my programming was that, oh, you can't eat a lot of meat, you need to eat vegetables, things like that. So I kept on doing my research. Yeah. But long story short, I started to think that maybe you don't need to eat vegetables and you can eat a lot of meat. Like I started to feel like maybe this is okay. And it makes sense, right? Because like it doesn't have seed oils and really any carbs. So eventually in April 2022, I decided to try it. Yeah, without really any expectations. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Let me, before you go on to that, let me ask a couple questions to you. So, you know, obviously there's not a lot of Mandarin. I assume, I don't know, I assume you speak Mandarin or one of the variations of what's spoken in Taiwanese, but that seems to be a more common language there. But so there's not a lot of Mandarin carnivore content, I would imagine. It's got to be translated, or you watch it. And obviously your English is far better than my Mandarin would ever be. But so in Taiwan, so what were you eating? What does a typical diet look like for someone that lives in Taiwan? What were you eating prior to?
So actually, like before I went into carnivore, I would say that I was already eating better than most people. I was already like conscious about what I eat. It's kind of like just like a gym bro diet. So I would still be afraid of fat, but I would try to like eat more protein. So what I would try to eat more were no sugar, soy milk, and protein shakes and chicken breast, things like these. Like when I go out and order, I would try to go for options with like more protein, in my opinion. Yeah. So for example, like beans. Yeah, I think beans are more protein. But anyways, like before I went carnivore, I was already like trying to eat less junk food and eat more protein. But overall, I was still eating like a lot of just like artificial additives. And yeah, I would still eat junk food pretty often because like I think if you are afraid of fat, it's really hard to not eat junk food because like your diet doesn't give you satisfaction. Like it's like I would say I am already a pretty disciplined person, but I would still have to like I would still give into the temptation of like junk food. So that's like before I went carnivore. But when it comes to like a normal person here in Taiwan, what they eat, they definitely eat a lot more carbs. Like they don't try to eat more protein. Unless you are like unless you go to the gym, I don't think a person would try to eat more protein. Maybe like the trend has changed over time, but I think many people they like maybe for breakfast they eat a lot of carbs and like every meal just a lot of carbs and not really any protein. And also like basically our culture is that at least according to my upbringing is it's like oh you need to eat less meat and eat more vegetables. Yeah. So yeah, I think people don't really like think meat is beneficial, and oftentimes people think it's not very good. Yeah, so most of the time, I think for a typical Taiwanese, they just eat a lot of like carby foods, and we actually have a lot of like junk food options. Like I feel like we are kind of famous for having a lot of junk food options. Yeah, so that's that. I hope
Okay.
that.
Okay. And so just to summarize here, so you developed these eye floaters, you're eating maybe a more of a protein centric diet because you were, maybe going to the gym or something like that, trying to clean up your diet. Didn't seem to help much, apparently. You heard Ken Berry talking about some carnivore and maybe a little bit about carnivore, stuff not directly related to eye floaters. Interestingly, I don't know if you're familiar with a guy named Dr. Jordan Peterson. He also had eye floaters that he said got better on carnivore. And I've seen a lot of people where that's been the case as well. So it's not something I haven't heard before, but it's pretty interesting to hear your story, particularly given that you live in Taiwan, which I have no idea what the culture is like there as far as carnivore. I'm sure it's quite small still. So you decide to go carnivore. What is the major like source of meat over there? Is it pork? Is it seafood? I imagine pork and seafood would be probably fairly ubiquitous there, being it's where it is. But how did you start carnivore?
I guess at first I was a little bit like clueless, but it's pretty easy to get beef, to get pork, to get chicken, to get like I think it's easy to get meat. Yeah, like we have Costco here, and they sell a lot of beef. In the beginning, I think I just went cold turkey. Yeah, because like it made sense. So what else could I do? Yeah, so like that's like my mindset. So in the beginning, yeah, I guess I just like I think in the beginning I ate more chicken and pork, and that's simply because they were cheaper. Yeah, but over time I noticed that I do better on beef. Yeah, so yeah, or like just red meat in general. But basically, it took some learning. Yeah, like you need to figure out what are the meats you prefer more and what are the meats that are cheaper and who you can buy meat from. Like these are some things that I had to learn, but it wasn't too hard. Yeah.
Okay. So you start out chicken, pork, a little bit of beef, and then gradually transition to beef. How did your floaters respond to that?
So let me talk about I don't know when the improvements happened because like I didn't really have any expectations. I just thought, so like carnivore, it seems like it can be good for things like glaucoma and macular degeneration and something like diabetes eye condition. Yeah, so I just decided to try it, and I don't know, but like at one point, I just noticed that I don't really care about them anymore. Like I feel more calm. I feel more well. Yeah, and I think the numbers of them have decreased. Yeah, like I think in the past I would always see a lot, but right now I can still see some if I try. But like I'm pretty happy. I don't really care about them. Yeah.
So your anxiety got better, and the number of floaters started to go down. So it's certainly
Yes,
not getting worse, right?
definitely not. Like, I think it goes hand in hand. Like when you have a like, I can, how do you say it? Like you can have the totally same problem, but when your mental health gets better, the problem seems more little. If that makes sense. Yeah, but I think the floaters themselves definitely.
Okay. And were you still seeing a doctor about this after you went carnivore? And I don't know if you have an ophthalmologist, optometrist, or family doctor. What the setup there is in Taiwan? But what did you share that with any physicians?
I feel like I don't want to talk to them about this because I don't know. It feels like they're not going to understand me. Yeah. So, and actually, I think once I started to become more like smart, I guess, like less blue pilled, I started to like not go to doctors often. Yeah. So long story short, I think I didn't really like. I haven't really seen a doctor after I went carnivore. Like,
Well, they weren't giving you any help. Sounds like. I mean, they didn't really provide any benefit to you from for this condition anyway. It sounds like.
yeah. That's why I decided to try carnivore. Like, if they could have helped me, I didn't need to do all these.
Okay, so you said your condition for your eye certainly improved. Your anxiety got better. Did you notice any other good or bad that occurred? Any good things, bad things happen after you switched to carnivore?
Yeah, I think let me try to talk more about my mental health. In the past, I always had this like loneliness problem. So I would always feel like I want like a partner. It's just like you feel very needy. You feel very lonely. Yeah. And but obviously this is not something that's like, oh, you want a partner and you will get a partner. It's like it depends on some different factors. So like but anyways, like I would like always really want like a partner, but I couldn't really get a partner. But so like I would feel very like just feel bad. Like I didn't really have like motivation to do things because like I had this need that I couldn't get. Let's see. And yeah, so like that was pretty painful, honestly. Like I honestly I feel like many guys can have this problem. Like you are not happy with being single, but like you can. It's not like you want a girlfriend and you can get a girlfriend. So you just stuck in this like bad state. Yeah. So I would have that problem. It's just like, oh, I really want something, but I can't get it, and I feel very, very bad. But like after I went carnivore, I feel like I just gradually feel better and better, and like just in general happier. So these
Yeah.
issues don't really bother me, and that actually helped with my dating. Like because like, yeah, can I keep going?
Yeah, I was going to say, when you're a happier person, you're probably more fun to be around, and you probably attract
Mm.
more mates.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like what I want to say is that like in the past when I had those like loneliness problems, so I I really wanted to get girls. Yeah. So I would try to like learn some tricks like how to text a girl, how to act, things like that. And but I'm just not that kind of person. So um those things didn't really help. Yeah. And but so basically, like when I'm interacting with girls, I'm going to be like very needy. So I would probably do some stupid things. I don't know, like maybe like if they don't reply to me very fast, I would feel very sad or something. Let's see. Just like what a needy person would do in a guy and girl relationship. Yeah. But like after I went carnivore, I just started to feel more well in general. So like everything became more natural. Like maybe I would start to like do things that would help me get girls more easily. But it's not like I'm going out of my way to do that. It's just like more natural. Like I would start to do the things that those like people would teach you when it comes to how to get girls. But I'm not actually trying to do that. It's just like me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Hey, folks, it's Dr. ShawnBaker. Revolutionize your health with Revero. Struggling with type 2 diabetes, obesity, or autoimmune conditions? Revero offers a revolutionary approach to treating chronic diseases. With personal low-carb nutrition plans, remote biomarker monitoring, and 24/7 access to expert medical providers and coaches, Revero helps you address the root cause of your health concerns. Be part of the future of healthcare. Join the waitlist today at Revero.com and take the first step towards lasting wellness. I see. So it became more a natural thing than a sort of a charade type of thing. So what do you do in Taiwan? I don't know what you do. Do you do work or do you school or what do you do for a living?
Yeah, I was an English teacher, and recently I started to focus less on my job and focus more on posting content. Yeah.
Okay.
So like right now, I mainly spend my time on like posting content.
Where do you do that on? Which social media platform do you utilize there?
I use Instagram mainly.
Instagram.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I think I don't know. Mainland China might have different social media versus Taiwan. I'm not sure. So yeah, interesting. And so you said you felt, better anxiety, better mood, more positive about yourself. It's reflected in being able to interact better with potential partners and stuff like that. How when you're interacting with women in Taiwan, are they interested in the fact that you only eat meat? Is that sort of kind of weird to them, or how does that go?
Let's see. I feel like most people usually don't like. They would probably have the same idea that I had before. Like they wouldn't take it too seriously. They would just, it's not in their paradigm, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, like let me see. I usually don't really bring up this. Yeah.
Probably
I don't
a
really
safe strategy for a while.
I usually don't bring up my diet because it's not really necessary. Yeah, but I would probably because sometimes we would need to go out and eat, right? So I would tell them that I don't eat junk food, and we need to work around that. And usually it's not. Yeah, if I just tell them that, it's not hard to. They can accept it. Yeah, they will even think you are you work on yourself or something. Yeah, let's see.
That's a good. That's a good strategy. If you say I don't eat junk food, but then you say, well, yeah, but vegetables are junk food.
It's more culturally accepted because it's kind of weird if you just tell them. For example, I eat raw eggs. I wouldn't tell people that. Oh, you know what? I eat raw eggs. That's weird. That's culturally not accepted. Yeah, so I try to tell people. It's kind of like if someone is having depression and I just tell them that stop being depressed, just go carnivore. I wouldn't say them although it's true, but I wouldn't tell them that. Yeah, I need to gauge the person who is the person that I'm talking with.
So you've been doing this diet now for, I guess, close to 3 years. Have you had any negatives that have occurred in this time frame? Any health problems that have occurred that you can associate that with?
I don't think so. Everything has gotten better. Yeah, I haven't mentioned this. My skin also got better. Yeah, in the past when I touch my skin, I could always feel some raised spots. Yeah, like my skin was like always not bad, but whenever I touch my skin, it would always have like raised spots, and I would get some pimples, acne here and there. But right now it's usually completely smooth, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Also, my teeth, like in the past, my wisdom teeth would hurt, and like they were not like completely out. Yeah.
Mhm.
But right now all my teeth are like in the past, when I lick my wisdom teeth, I could feel that half of it is like stuck in my gum. Yeah. But right now it's completely out. Although I'm not sure if this happened after I went carnivore, but I experienced this change. And yeah, my wisdom teeth would hurt before, but I haven't experienced like a tooth pain for a really long time, and I don't really think I need to worry about this.
What do you eat on a daily basis there now in Taiwan as a carnivore?
Mm. So like actually recently I would eat some carbs. Yeah, I guess like I started to feel more, how do you say it? Like I started to feel less strict, I guess.
Mhm.
So recently I would eat some milk, drink some milk, eat some sweet potatoes, some kimchi, and what else? Let's see. Sometimes I would eat like a kind of potato chips that's only made with olive oil and potato and sea salt. Yeah. But like, so it's always changing, but like most of the time I'm just like eating. I would say that like throughout my journey, 95+% of what I eat is meat and eggs.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I plan to. So today's January 1st. So
Correct.
this month I will be just doing carnivore. So I will just eat like meat, eggs, and butter and salt, like low carb animal foods. Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll see what I want to do. Oh, in the future.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
ask you about the dairy because my understanding is dairy is not as popular in that part of the world as it might be where we are. Is dairy kind of less common in Taiwan, China, so on and so forth?
I feel like milk is definitely popular. I feel like dairy is pretty popular.
Okay.
Like people's like will accept dairy more than they accept meat. Like if I tell people that, hey, you know what? I drink milk I drink a lot of milk every day. People will probably feel like, okay, cool. But if I tell people that, you know what? I eat a lot of meat every day, maybe people will become concerned. Yeah. And yeah, you can commonly find like yogurt, milk, cheese, things like these. Yeah, I would say it's common. Yeah, it's like pretty natural to eat dairy. But we don't have like raw dairy products.
I see. You said you're on Instagram. What is just out of curiosity, what is the name of your Instagram
Mm.
page?
So it's at chocolate dot dama. So like chocolate, like the junk food chocolate, and then
Mhm.
dot dama, DAMA. Yeah, I used
Sure.
to really like chocolate.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just found your page over there. I was looking at that Eggman Club. Obviously, it looks like everything's in maybe Mandarin or something that I would not understand. But how popular is carnivore becoming in Taiwan? Are there any other? Is there a small Taiwanese carnivore community that you're aware of?
I don't think so. Let's see. I feel like I'm just like a lonely soldier that's fighting. Like I started to post about my I started to seriously post about my diet in the beginning of 2024. So I wouldn't tell people that this is a carnivore diet because like I feel like people will be very confused. So I would always tell people that, oh, I'm a person that doesn't eat junk food, and I'll post about my diet. And then people will start to have questions like, oh, you don't eat vegetables? Like some people will leave this kind of comment. Yeah. Um let's see. I don't feel like many people are carnivores. Like I maybe like a couple people reached out to me and say, oh, they have tried this kind of low carb diet and they support me, or they are eating like a lower carb diet. But I don't feel like a person who has really tried just like carnivore has like reached out to me that's from Taiwan. Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
like there's like a girl that you interviewed before from Hong Kong. Like
yeah, Hong Kong. I've got Hong Kong, Japan, mainland China, now Taiwan, Malaysia. I don't think I've talked to anybody from Korea or
yeah,
Vietnam.
I mean like a girl from Hong Kong. She's a carnivore,
Mhm.
and she reached out to me. Like she has the picture storybook. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. They're living in France now. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I guess she's the only like actual carnivore that has reached out to me, but she's not from Taiwan. And aside from her, yeah, I feel like mostly I just get haters. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, early on, I met a girl that was practicing an Eastern medicine, but she was carnivore, but she was from Hong Kong, but she lived in California. So, but
Oh,
yeah, interesting. So
I think I'm definitely making a change.
there you
I'm like,
go.
I'm shaking their paradigm.
That's good for you. It needs to be it needs to be shook, particularly if junk food is taking over there. That's at least get rid of the junk food. So that's good.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll keep making them people annoyed. Yeah,
do
because
you? I
people
mean, is there any concern? I mean, I know I hear about like some parts of the world where they're like, we're going to ration meat or we're going to make it. Do you feel any? Is there any? I mean, is there a push to go plant based in either Taiwan, mainland China, or any of that type stuff, or is it just eat whatever the heck you want?
definitely like uh eating plant based is supported. Like when I grew up, our school like would always have some kids that are that are like vegetarians or something. Like it's very normal in our culture that someone is like plant based
Mhm.
dieter. Yeah, yeah. So like I feel like a lot of the times like people respect these people. People feel like you eat plant based, it's good. Like you don't kill animal and it feels healthy. Something and like growing up, I everything that I was told was teaching me that maybe eating meat is not very good. Like so it's not good for your health. It's bad for the climate, and like you are killing animals. Like overall, like our culture definitely are more with like plant-based diet. Like if I tell people that oh this person is plant-based and this person is meat-based, people will think the plant-based person is like it's a better diet. Yeah, and like I recently came across like, there are a lot of like plant-based content creators in Taiwan or like plant-based pages. Yeah, yeah. So,
Well, then it's there's it's on you to strike the balance. Then you got a big tall order on your shoulders. So
I'll brag that I got to speak with you.
well, I don't know what that'll get you in Taiwan, but at least it'll give you some motivation to continue to get that out there because obviously you're seeing an improvement, and I suspect there are probably millions of other people in Taiwan that are suffering from health issues that could probably
This is
improve
such
their
a
day.
big problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think our society has so many problems that are like related to diet. Like even just in among families, like some people they are like grumpy. They don't treat others well, like their family members well. They are like just not very polite or something. Like that can also be fixed by diet, and just everyone will be happier. Yeah.
Would you say you're happier now that you've changed your diet?
Yeah, for sure. I'm so happy. Yeah.
Yeah, you look like you're having a good time and laughing and happy
Yeah,
and stuff like
like
that.
I'm doing a lot better. Yeah, and yeah, I feel pretty good. So like actually, I went to like a restaurant just now. I kind of had my cheat meal. Yeah, so I ordered some. I was like just eating rice and meat. Yeah, but probably the sauces were not like very natural or something. But like I only ordered meat and eggs and rice. And I can see other people, they have some vegetables on their tables, and that makes me feel pretty good because I just feel pretty happy that I don't need to eat vegetables.
Yeah, well, I mean, I saw there was a guy named Uncle Roger who's a comedian. He says vegetables taste like sad. You know, I don't know if you're familiar with him. I think he's from. I think he might be Malaysian, but yeah, I mean, it's. I'm glad you're doing better and it's working for you and helping you out, and that's real important. So, how are you? You said you're, I guess, dating now or something like that. What are your plans for the future? Do you have any sort of thoughts of? I think you'll stay in Taiwan for the rest of your life, or do you have any plans of moving, traveling? I don't know what your thoughts might be.
Let's see. I think I'm still figuring that out, honestly. Yeah. Let's see. Like staying in Taiwan definitely feels like easier. Yeah, but maybe because if I go to other countries, I can make some interesting videos. I think that would be cool. Yeah. But right now I haven't really thought about it. Right now I just want to, I guess, have more influence. Just try to keep trying to like let more people know that I exist, because I want to like just challenge their paradigm. I want to like, I want this to be talked about more often, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's fair enough. I mean, that's how you do it. You get people to at least think and challenge what they think, and they can make their own decisions once they've had a chance to discuss it and maybe even try it themselves.
So many like dietitians are.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. Believe me. Let me ask you. You said you have a Costco in there in Taiwan, or maybe a couple. I'm not sure how many there are, but how much does like meat cost there? I mean, I don't know if you can convert it to US dollars for us, or what does it cost for I don't know, per pound or per kilo or however you buy it there?
Yeah, so I went to the USA in, I think, April this year. I went to Seattle, and I feel like the prices there are better. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. I guess it's like similar to the prices in Seattle, at least, and sometimes it's like even more expensive. Yeah. So let me do a quick math. My budget for myself is like, let's see, about 15 to 20 US dollars a day. Yeah. I eat about 1 kilogram of meat a day.
Mm-hmm. And that costs you said about $20 US a day over there?
I think like so like I tracked how much I spent on food in a month a while ago, and I spent, I think, like around 400 US dollars. Yeah. And
is that because I don't know how expensive Taiwan is? You know, what is that a lot of money for the typical Taiwanese person, or no?
Like people in my comments say it's pretty surprisingly cheap, because like I eat a lot of meat, so they will expect that I spend more money. Yeah, so I guess like for that person that eats a carnivore diet, that's a good price. Yeah, but I don't know, like I don't know if you are just like a average dieter, how much you will spend. I feel like it's going to be similar, because eating out is expensive. Yeah, but I want to point out that I have some friends. I have some friends who are from the US, and they came to Taiwan a while ago. And one of them told me that he thinks the prices here are higher. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. How do you have, I mean, is it difficult for you to get enough fat on this diet? You know, do you find that, I don't know where do they source the meat from? Is it mainland China, or do they get it from Australia? Where do you think the meat comes from, or do you even know?
I think I often see like manufacturers say that the meat is from Australia, or I don't know what it is called. Dang. like a less less like a more remote place. And
Brazil,
I'll just say in
Brazil,
Chinese,
perhaps. Yeah,
Panama. Yeah.
okay. I'm not sure.
And what else? New, yeah, but like beef from America, like the US, beef from Australia, from these places are common.
Okay.
Yes. Fat?
Do you,
I don't think it's hard to get fat.
do you eat much in the way of pork while you're there? Because I know pork is pretty common in Asia in general.
You asked if I eat a lot of pork?
Yes.
So like there is like a local farm here in Taiwan, and they don't raise cows. They only raise pigs. Yeah. So like at one point I wanted to eat more local food. So I ate a lot of their pork. Yeah. It's a long story, but I was like trying to do a only raw food challenge, and I wanted to only get food that are from Taiwan because I thought it would be safer or healthier. Yeah. So during that time, I was only eating the meat that I was eating was just raw pork. Yeah. But recently I got back to just eating beef, and I think it's from Australia. Yeah. So recently I eat more beef and lamb, but at one point I was eating more pork because the farm is from Taiwan, and they say the pigs are pasture raised. Yeah, but in general, I don't really like pork. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I know that's a common dish over there. Well, I'll tell you what, Leo, this has been fascinating. You know, it's another obviously different part of the world. I was glad to see it's like I said, it seems to work whatever part of the world you're from, whatever culture you're from, whatever your background might be. I think we're all human beings, and we all kind of do well in the same sort of, can potentially do well in the same diet. Remind us where your social media is and if there's anything else you want to share before you go.
So yeah, my Instagram is at chocolate.dama. Yeah.
Chocolate Dama. Okay.
Yeah. And let's see if I can share some messages. Just everyone try to be a good example and try to make people think. Try to make the world a better place.
All right. We can all get behind that. Thank you, Leo, for doing that. Well, have a wonderful 2025. Good luck to you. And I'm counting on you to spread the word more in Taiwan, and we're going to hear some more Taiwanese carnivores. All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay.
Nice
bye-bye.
to see you, Dr. Baker. Sorry for wasting your time last time.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. Have good luck. Respect.